we'll go ahead and get started. I am videoing for the people who could not come tonight. I know it's so hard with all of the ball and all of the different things going on. So thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. I love to see your faces and know who you are and match you with kids. So when we're talking over camp, I know who I'm talking to. And it's great to just get all this information out so everybody knows the same thing. If you don't know me, my name is Kira Howard. My husband is the pastor here. His name is Nathan. I teach second grade at Prague Elementary, so I'm so excited to take some of the kids I've known from school. It's so fun this year. I want to pray for us to start. I love teaching second grade, and talking in front of adults is a little bit scary to me, so thank you for coming, truly. God, thank you for every parent who is here and for every kid that it represents, campers going with us, and kids at home and older kids off doing other amazing things. Please help us all to know your love and to show your love and know that we will find you when we seek you with all of our heart. Help us at camp to show each kid how loved and valued they are. Help them to know you are the true, one living God who created them and has a great plan for their life. Please speak to each parent as well. Help them to know the same, how loved and valued they are. Thank you, God, for all of the good that you have done for us and for being good to us and creating everything for us every day. You are good. We love you. And we thank you. Amen. All right, I'm going to start with the camp verse this year. Every year they have a theme. That's Isaiah 40:28. So this year what the whole camp is going to be on is, it says, "Do you not know, have you not heard, the Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of the whole earth. He never becomes faint or weary. There is no limit to his understanding." So everywhere your kids go at CrossTimbers, they're going to hear this. Every session, every mission session, every Bible study, we're going to be teaching them. God is the everlasting God, the creator of the whole earth, never becomes tired, no limit to his understanding. So that's our goal this whole week. CrossTimbers is a camp. Some of you have been, some of you haven't, but CrossTimbers is a Christian-based camp, Bible-based camp, where they're going to be going to Bible study and mission stops and having the most fun the whole time. So we're going to get there through the schedule, and if I don't follow my schedule, I'll be all over the place. So I'm going to get here in my packet before I do that. But first and most, thank you so much for trusting us to send your kids. We don't take that responsibility lightly. We know what a big decision it is to choose to let your kids go away for a few days to a place you haven't been. That's huge. We don't take it lightly, and neither does CrossTimbers. They take the safety of every camper and every person in their facility to the highest degree. So that's really what I want to start with. I want you to know the safety of your kids is a top priority. And I want to tell you some of the things that your kids would just absolutely not be interested in, but I think it's important for parents to know. CrossTimbers requires a ratio of 1 adult to every 5 students. So your kids are well supervised. There's lots of eyes on them. And not only 1 to 5 everywhere we go, but in the dorm, because we know that's a totally different situation, it's 2 adults per kids in the room. So we want you to know that your kids are not alone. They're not alone with other kids. They're not alone with adults. They're well watched all the time. That's a big priority for CrossTimbers, big priority for us and our church. We've gone above that ratio. We have a few extra sponsors on each side. So we have lots of adults keeping your kids safe all the time. I know accidents happen. Can't say accidents won't happen, but we're working diligently and our hardest to keep them safe at all times. And not only our adults, but every church is following that same rule, and they might have extras too. And CrossTimbers has their own staffers that are there. So really the ratios just get 1 to 4, 1 to 3, 1 to 2. There's almost as many adults on campus as there are kids. So there's eyes on them. We're watching them. Every single adult must be background checked. Every church must go through extensive abuse training. So adults are well trained. Staffers are well trained. We're all working diligently to keep them safe. And I just want you to hear me say that. That's a top priority for us, the safety of your children. So if you have any questions about that, please ask me. Happy to answer any questions you have. Also, I am an elementary teacher and I can talk a lot, but I respond really well to a hand raise, so please interrupt me if you need to interrupt me. No problems with that. Also, security of the camp. I know you may have been to Falls Creek before, and there's lots of visitors in and out all the time. CrossTimbers is not that way. They have one gate, and it stays shut unless they know you're coming. So churches are given an arrival time. We have to arrive in that window, and they don't just let other vehicles come in and out to see it or to visit. And even they, as much as parents would love to come see everything that's going on, they discourage that because that's just a lot of extra kids going in and out, people going in and out, that it's harder to make sure the right people who have been background checked and are safe are in the campus. So there's one gate. You come in when you're allowed to. You leave when you're allowed to. There's somebody watching it. All that. Hey, if you want to get one of each thing that's on the table, and you can go ahead and fill out that medical form, that would be great. I'm glad you're here. Medical authorization form, you all have that. If you want to go ahead and fill that out, we're going to do that check-in morning, but if you do it now, that saves you a little bit. Last year, our check, we had to leave super early, so that'll just save you a little time if we have to leave really early again. We don't have our departure time yet. They will give us that 1 to 2 weeks before, and when I know, we will communicate that with you. So we don't know what time we're having check-in at the church yet. We haven't been given an arrival time for CrossTimbers yet, but when we do, we will communicate that to you. There has been mail. If you want to give mail to your students while you're there, it would be best if you would give that to me or another sponsor before we leave camp. So it's super fun for the kids to receive letters from parents or friends or whoever at their church that's praying for them, and we would love to give them those encouraging cards throughout the week. So if you want to write encouraging cards, just give those to us before we leave for camp. Even before check-in day would be best, because check-in day can be really hectic with all the check-in things. You can still give it to us on check-in day, but if you want to do it before that, we'll make sure they get packed, and we will make sure we pass all of that out to them while we are at camp. Okay, CrossTimbers is a cashless camp, so you do not need to send money with your children. With the registration, they get a $10 wristband. This wristband goes for the concession stand, which they call it canteen in your schedule, and it goes for the gift shop. I don't know, maybe it says gift shop. It's probably just all canteen, but they get $10 for that with the registration that you pay. If you want them to have more money than that, you can look at the list of items, see what everything costs, and see what you think. Should they have more? It's $10, fine, it's up to you. If you want them to have more money, we can take that in $10 increments. Every bracelet is $10, so they can have 10 extra, 20 extra. They really don't need tons and tons extra, but you can definitely give them an extra bracelet or two, and we will do that on check-in morning. So you don't need to put cash in their bags. It won't do them any good. No cash is accepted anywhere, but you can do it on check-in morning. We'll have a table for you to turn in how many bracelets you want. We write it on a list, and when we get to CrossTimbers, we turn it in, and they give us our extra bracelets. And when your child uses their bracelet, we can give them another one. One bracelet goes for both things, so it's not one for this and one for that. They have to be responsible with that $10 and think about how they're going to spend it. They also can't get anything back. So if they have $1 left at the end of the week, they can't just get $1 to bring home, but they do all of that. CrossTimbers is a missions camp. So if they have extra money on their bracelet, they'll have a bucket. They can put their bracelet in, and whatever's left will go towards whatever mission project they're doing this year, which we don't know yet, but we will learn. Well, and they'll tell them that whatever the mission project is, they'll tell them this money is going towards this, and if you save 50 cents on your bracelet, you can give 50 cents to the offering. If they don't put it in the bucket, it's really just wasted money that kind of goes nowhere. So encourage them to either spend it or put it in the offering bucket. That way it's either for them or for mission, whichever one they want to do. And they're definitely not pressured to do any of that. It's just shown as an offering and thing that they can do. Okay, going at the end of May means we're in prime tornado, spring, thunderstorm season. So if there does happen to be weather, which last year there was, we had some thunderstorms one day. I think we missed an afternoon of swimming. I can't remember the exact activity, but they have a plan. They have a big conference center, and they have a big cafeteria and their dorms. So based on what your schedule is, you would go to that respected area, and they will play games with them. We will communicate that with you. We're not just going to be in a tornado and not telling you all about that. They have a safety weather plan. We will follow their safety weather plan. They are well aware. They have people within Oklahoma Baptists making sure their campsites are safe and making sure that we're following those precautions. So I know at the end of May that can be one of the nerve-wracking factors, is what if there's weather. But we will follow their plans, and they will make sure that we are extra safe and taking all the precautions that we need to. Last year we did miss one activity due to rain, but I don't know that the kids even would really notice that. We just have lots of fun. We just tell them we're doing this instead, and they just roll with it. They're pretty flexible like that. Okay, menu. There's a menu. I know that's probably the biggest thing your kids want to know. What am I eating while I'm there? If your kid has any kind of special allergies, it's a peanut-free campus. I know. Hooray for that one. So they won't have to deal with that. We are asking our church to send extra snacks, all peanut-free as well. That way we can provide them with an extra snack throughout the day. I'll get back to that. But if your child is gluten-free, they can accommodate gluten-free. Let me know that so I can mark it, and they'll get another bracelet. When they go to the cafeteria, they just show them, I'm your gluten-free one. They'll give them a different meal, and they'll be taken care of. If your child has more special dietary needs than that, just talk to me after the meeting. There are more accommodations we can do, but you'll have to be more involved in them. So just let me know if that's something your child needs. We know kids love snacks and all the things. So our church is going to bring extra snacks for your kids to get 1 or 2 a day. They will be individually wrapped, things like Cheez-Its, Chex Mix, Goldfish, just little treats of that nature. So when you're thinking about how much money does my kid need? Yes, they'll have the canteen time to buy snacks. Yes, we will give them 1 or 2 a day, just depending on what they want. If they want to, they can have it. But they don't need to pack their own food. Please don't do that. If you do want to send snacks with your kid, just let me know. And we'll take those, we'll put them in the snack area, but snacks are highly discouraged in the dorms. They want to keep bugs out of them, so please don't pack them in their suitcases. We know they want all the things, but we're going to make sure they're well fed. We're going to make sure they're not hungry. If they're hungry, they can get whatever they need out of the bucket. But please just don't pack it in their suitcases. That helps us with all of the things and following CrossTimbers rules. And yes, peanut-free. Anyone else peanut-free?
Nut-free.
Nut-free.
Yeah, it's not just peanut. Yeah, we're tree nuts.
Okay, that's good to know. I'll make sure of those things as well. I think it's all, instead of peanut butter, they have wow butter. I don't know what it's made of.
You can have peanut butter.
Okay,
it's fine. It's
great.
just tree nuts. He can't do that.
So as far as the menu goes, you see the menu. That's the main course that they have. They have a big cafeteria. They go through 2 lines, get their food. They also have a big salad bar that's always got extra something on it. So in the morning, it's cereal every day. So if they don't like the food that's given at breakfast, there will be cereal also in the line. If they don't like the lunch, there's always salad bar with fruit and vegetables and maybe some other things that I can't remember.
Cantaloupe,
yes.
grapes.
At dinner, same thing. They'll have fruit and salad. So plenty of food is offered. I know some kids are super picky. If you're worried about that, let's talk about it and see what we can do to make sure they're not hungry while they're at camp. We don't want that. We want to accommodate you however the best we can. They don't have the salad bar menu because that's probably what they can get fresh and for a good deal, but there's always extras offered, and usually that includes bread and whatever kind of butter, not peanut butter because it's peanut free, but whatever kind of butter they're using. So they can usually make some kind of sandwich, not toast, something like that. Also, they have water. They're encouraged really to just drink water. They have juice in the cafeteria, but they don't keep it fully stocked because they don't want kids just downing juice every meal. They really want them to be hydrated. We are outside almost the whole camp. They are outside. If you went to Old Falls Creek, it's an open air tabernacle that they have. It's a much smaller version, but it's super cute, really fun, all open air. So they're outside at chapel. They're outside at all of their activities. They're outside swimming. They're inside for some mission stops. Some mission stops are also outside. So really they are just outside this whole time, except for time in the dorm, which you'll see that on the schedule when we get there. But they want them to drink water. I know we're in May, so it's not as tough as like the kids in July who are in the 100-degree weather. But if they're going to be drinking something that's not water, mostly they're buying that from the canteen. So we want them to be hydrated. We also want them to bring their own refillable water bottle. They'll have coolers at every activity we go to so that they can refill them. So they're always going to have the opportunity to have water with them. Does anyone's child have a birthday while we're going to be there? I know online there's a lot of people not here tonight. If your kid has a birthday, please let me know. We want to celebrate them while they're gone, and we will definitely make sure that happens, but just let me know, because if no one has a birthday, this does not apply right now, but we want to celebrate them. Okay, we're going to get on to the packing list. So you all should have one of those. I have one of those. I may have missed something, so please feel free to tell me, hey, this seems important and it's not on here. They need twin bedding or sleeping bag. The beds are twin size. They are bunk beds. They will need their own pillow. I know bunk beds are the best. They need towels. They will most likely want one for swimming and showering. They have lots of swim time. We swim in a pool. They also have a waterfront day where they will swim in a creek. So likely they don't want to use the same towel swimming in the creek as post-shower. So I definitely would recommend at least two. Boys are probably totally different than the girls' side, but they'll want more than one towel. They will want a swimsuit. I would also recommend maybe one for pool and one for creek. The creek water is just totally different than the pool water. In the creek, all kids are required to wear shorts and a t-shirt just because of the activities that they're doing. It's not just swimming in a creek. They have kayaks. They have like boulders to climb and jump off, like the inflatables to climb and jump, and they have like the obstacle course. I can't think of the name, where they jump from beam to beam or from square to square and try to get all the way down. So they're not just swimming. They're in a creek. There's rocks all along the bank, and they're required to wear life jackets in the creek. So just to help with, rubbing or sunburns or rock burns or falling in the sand, all the things. They're required to wear shorts and a t-shirt. So I definitely encourage you to pack shorts and a t-shirt for creek time. We often get there, and I'm sure parents have done that, but the kids just don't know. I don't have anything for the creek. I bet you do. Let's take a look. So if you'll just talk to your kid about that, make sure they have something specific to wear for that time. That will help them. And then they don't have to worry about, we just get rid of that. Put that in the laundry bag. We don't want those clothes out anymore. Okay, obvious things. Toothbrush, toothpaste, soap, shampoo, deodorant, brush, comb. Girls, hair ties. Lots of time we get there in girls. I only have the one in my hair, so bring extra. I skipped a couple. Also about the creek, they are required to wear water shoes because, again, sand, rocky bank, they don't want anyone getting hurt. So if you feel like you need help getting water shoes, please let me know, and we will make that happen because they will require them to wear something. So if they only brought their tennis shoes and they don't have water shoes and they want to get in the creek, they're going to have to wear them. So please send. It doesn't have to be water shoes official, but something that they can wear. And they will not allow chacos. They will not allow Crocs in the water. So try to get water shoes specifically. Also, for one of the activities, I've talked a lot about waterfront. That's one of the big activities. Another one is the ropes course, where they will again require tennis shoes. They won't allow chacos for kids. They won't allow Crocs. They have to wear tennis shoes. So they're really going to need tennis shoes and water shoes to have the most fun that they can at CrossTimbers without feeling like they're ruining something that they weren't prepared for. So if you need help with any of those things, please let us know. We will make sure that they have what they need. They need clothes for each day. You know that. We, like I've already said, play outside a lot. So we definitely recommend you might want to bring 2 pairs for the day. Some of our activities are messy. One of the activities that they do is target sports, which tends to be a favorite, I think, but they rotate through different stations, are all different kinds of targets. So paintball, BB guns, cannon shooters, I don't know all the things, bow and arrow. But again, we're just outside for hours at a time. So they might just feel better putting on something new. They might have gotten wet. They have all different activities for while they're waiting for their station everywhere they go. In the evening, they have other games where they could also get messy. So 2 pairs a day is very helpful. Again, boys probably have, will do their best to keep them getting what they need. But they'll be most comfortable if they know they have what they need. They need pajamas. They'll need a bag for laundry. Hat and sunglasses optional, but we are outside all the time, all camp, and it's sunny. Refillable water bottle, bug spray, sunscreen, Bible, pen. If your kid does not have a Bible, please let us know. We'll take care of that. Also, you might see on the store list, they're going to sell Bibles for $1. I think it was $1. Or did I make that up? $2. Great. So that's a great deal. If they forget one or they don't have one, we'll make sure that we get one from the store or from here. We will make sure they're taken care of. All right, I have talked so much. Any questions so far? You guys are so quiet. All right, we'll keep going. Please label all of your kids' things. We always end up with mixed up items, lost and found items that we don't know who they are. So do your best to label just so we can help you know your kids' stuff. We don't necessarily know your kids' things. So it just helps us keep them organized. Okay, phones, electronics, highly discouraged. They won't have any time to use them. So if you're going to send a phone with your child on check-in morning, we're going to check those in. I will have 2 adults in charge of phones, 1 female, 1 male. They will keep them, and they will be allowed to get them once a day to call you. We're not saying they can't call you. They can use any sponsor phone anytime to call and talk to you. We're not going to say, no, you can't talk to your parents. We just won't always, they're not carrying their phones around with them. They'll be back at the dorm. We're not at the dorms very often. In the morning, once in the afternoon to change and move, and then at night. So it'd be easier to use a sponsor phone to call you. They can bring a phone if that's what you want. I'm not saying they can't do that. It's just not going to be with them, and it will be more difficult for them to use it, but they can. So if you're going to send a phone, it will be checked in with an adult on the morning of camp. Any other electronics, we're not going to check in. We'll hand back to you. So please don't send any video games or anything like that. They just won't have time to use them. The CrossTimbers schedule is full. We keep them very busy, and they're not going to be doing those things. So also other things that are not allowed will be wheels, like don't bring a skateboard or Heelys. It's a rocky, hilly camp, so they just really need good shoes to walk in. And obviously no dangerous items or substances. They're going to be full. All of their free time is filled with fun activities, so they don't necessarily need to bring their own things to entertain them. They will be given things to do all day long. There's a map of CrossTimbers. You have that attachment. If you haven't been, right, has anyone here been to CrossTimbers? That's awesome. Maybe when it was the camp before CrossTimbers. Okay, so you'll see that there's a creek that runs all the way through the middle. That's where they do the waterfront activities, which is the kayaking and the obstacle course and the inflatables. The girls stay on the dorms by the chapel, and the boys stay in the dorms on the other side of camp. The way the dorms are set up is one big building, and in the middle of that building is the bathroom. So there's stalls and showers, and then there's pods, like 4 pods going out of each building, and each pod has 12 beds in it. So that's 10 kids and 2 adults. So that's how we keep that ratio. But it's really fun for our girls. We have all 4 pods, so girls just get one whole building, which I love, just our church, our community. And then boys have 3 pods, so we have a little less boys than girls. But boys stay at the top, girls stay by the chapel. You can see the chapel here, the conference center. That's where we would go if there were if there was weather. There's the canteen, that's where they buy their snacks, and the gift shop, that's also covered. So if it was raining but not dangerous, they could hang out in the canteen area. The mission center is where they will go to their mission stops. Dining hall is the cafeteria. There's a basketball court and gaga ball, which is kind of if there's in-between time before and after meals, they get to hang out there. There's the conference center. Underneath the conference center, that's where the staffers stay, and that's where like the nurses station and the office is. So if we needed help, hey kids, if you want to come sit, why don't you sit with your parents? Let's go ahead and do that. And perfect timing. I wanted you to be here when we got to schedule, and that's where we are. So give yourself a high five. We acting like we don't know our parents. Thanks for bringing them down. Perfect timing, right in time for schedule, which I know is what they want to know. What are we doing? All right, so that is the map of CrossTimbers. You'll see at the top there's crosses. That's actually up a mountain. So, and there's a great path to walk up. So we usually take our groups at least one time and hike up that mountain. They get to see the crosses. It's really beautiful. They can overlook the whole camp and see. Maybe you've not been to CrossTimbers, but you have been to Turner Falls area. And that's where CrossTimbers is. If you didn't know that, it's right in the Turner Falls area. So it's a beautiful lookout. Sometimes they do a Bible study up there. So that is one activity that's not on the schedule, but they will definitely, I shouldn't say definitely because it's not fully up to me, most likely do walk up to those crosses. Okay, now everybody should have a schedule in their packet. So you'll see there's two sides to that. One says blue, orange, purple, and one says red, yellow, green. A few days before camp, they will assign us a group, and that's the schedule we will follow. We don't have that yet, but I will let you know when we know. So you'll see it says 10 o'clock as day one. That's the earliest group that gets there, but we're not necessarily assigned an arrival time yet. So we, like I said, I don't know our departure time, but we will find that out. Okay, camp kickoff 1 o'clock. What you really want to see down here is how it says swim and mission. So every day they'll swim and do missions, and they'll flip-flop who's doing what. And the missions, they'll learn about something different each time. Usually it's some local missions, either in Oklahoma or maybe in North America. Yes?
What's the difference between red, yellow, green?
So that's just the rotation schedule. I don't know. I'm looking at blue, orange, purple. They're going to do the same things, just in a different order.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know which one we are yet. They are the same, just a different order. So maybe one will be local, one is likely going to be overseas, just somewhere else. They'll have two different missions they'll learn about. Dinner, they have evening devotions. That's in the chapel every evening, the open air tabernacle, goodness. And then Color Chaos is a big, crazy whole camp games. Hey kids, welcome. Why don't you go ahead and sit with your parents or near your parents. Great timing. We just started on schedule. Oh, this is so fun. We have so many fun kids going. Come on in. Girls, you're welcome to sit here or over there.
We have to walk.
There's some room back here or anywhere you want. Color Chaos, they will play big whole camp group games. And this is where they might get messy. The kids probably remember this from last year. They have a game called Sock Wars. They will definitely get messy that night. So this is where pack 2 outfits a day. They might pack one in the morning that they're not going to get messy in. They might pack one in the afternoon that they know, okay, I'm going to get really messy tonight. I might get covered in colors, or I might get dirty, I might get wet, I don't know. If you've been to Falls Creek, sometimes people maybe dress up for the evening. That is not necessary at CrossTimbers. As you can see, they go straight from our evening Bible study to Color Chaos. So it's not a situation where they want to be in dress clothes. They want to be wearing shorts and a t-shirt. They want to be comfortable. They want to be ready to run and play. And I mean, I think it's a competition. So we got a big group going. We want to beat the other churches. Maybe that's just okay. Then tribes, they have, that's when they're with the CrossTimbers campers. So they'll kind of break off mostly by age group. And they have about 30 minutes to just talk about the day, talk about what they learned. They'll go over the camp theme, that God is the everlasting God. They'll go over the daily memory verse, and so just kind of reminding them all the things they learned throughout the day. And then you'll see the different activities, which I've really already talked about. When you go through that schedule, each day they're doing swimming and missions. We're going to go to the chapel for Bible study 2 times. We'll have a Bible study in the dorm. It says, I can't find it. It either says rest time or it says morning devotion. Oh yes, morning devotion. So that would be with their adults in their dorm. So that's just a smaller time to show them how to look up books in the Bible, how to read it, how to slow down and write down what they're learning, and give them time to pray and hear from the Lord. So that's a special time to do that with their adults that they're with and learn how to grow in their faith in that way. And then the different activities, one big activity each day. So one is waterfront, where they're at the creek. One is the target sports, which I already talked about. And one is the ropes course. And when they're at the ropes course, they will require tennis shoes. Climbing, they have 3 different options. So they need to be in tennis shoes. They're also required to wear long shorts because they're wearing the harnesses and they don't want any kid to get pinched, rubbed, scraped, anything like that. So they need to have long shorts. Modest clothing is required at all times. Modest short lengths required at all times. But for ropes course, they're requiring extra. So just make sure they have at least 1 pair of shorts that is very close to the knee. If they don't have that, leggings or jeans or something, because they won't let them do the ropes course without long shorts at that time. And we don't want anybody to miss out based on the clothing that they brought. Okay, any questions about schedule? I know that's kind of a lot, and we don't know which side we are. All right, good. We'll just keep moving along. Let's see, we're doing great on time. Okay, we have the Code of Conduct, which is also in your packet. Everything here is on the CrossTimbers website. You can go to it. You can read all of it. I condensed a lot of it because it's easier for me to read things that are smaller and with bullet points than whole pages worth of long things. So here's our basic. This is kids. This is big for you. I want you to hear all these things. After the fun we're going to have, let's make sure we know all the rules we're going to have while we're there. So CrossTimbers is a Christian camp prioritizing Bible study, missions, faith development, safety, and fun. I think we've talked about all those things so far. Discipline will be handled through the sponsors, mostly by talking to them if there's something we see going on that doesn't seem safe or it's not helping everyone there have fun. That's our 2 big things. Are we being safe? Are we having fun? So if it's not safe, it's not fun, we'll talk to them. If it doesn't seem like we're connecting on the behavior we need to have, they might miss an activity 15 minutes later, start time. If that isn't working, then we will definitely call you. We're not going to leave you in the dark on what's going on with your children. So if we need to call you, we'll do that. The camp policy is that if we have ongoing misbehavior, we would talk to the camp director. We would go to her, and she would call you as well. The not fun part is if a kid gets asked to be picked up from camp early, they're not allowed to come back. So we're just asking all children, please make sure that we listen to our sponsors. We're going to have so much fun while we're there, and so listen to the sponsors so we don't miss out on any of it. All weapons and dangerous substances are strictly prohibited. That's to bring them or be wearing them on your clothing. Bring modest, appropriate clothing. No wheels, no bikes, skateboards, heelys, anything like that. We are dressing modestly at camp, so outer garments must cover undergarments. For swimming, 1 pieces are encouraged for females. Long swim shorts encouraged for boys. You can wear dark t-shirts over 2 pieces. You must wear clothing from dorms to swim areas. So you'll have clothes to wear there and back. Boys and girls don't swim at the same time. They swap. Girls swim while boys are at missions. Boys swim while girls are at missions. The only time we're together is at waterfront, and everyone at waterfront is required to wear t-shirt and shorts because of life jackets and rocks and all the activities that you're doing. We always have our kids and adults ratio 1 to 5. Only 1 kid per bed at all times. So they are bunk beds. They're twin size, so 2 people don't need to be in them. And the biggest one, which makes some people sad, is we are absolutely not doing pranks of any kind. They're funny to some, but hurts others' feelings, so we're not going to have pranks because we want everyone to have fun. So I know I just bursted some bubbles, but no pranks at camp. Okay, any questions? No. Yes?
Can we prank our own brother?
When you're at home, not at camp. Thank you for asking. All right. Almost done. Okay, when we get back from camp, we're going to have a children's service on the Sunday following. It will be during our children's time. So if you go to church here, we definitely want you to come and wear your camp shirt and tell everyone about camp. If you don't go to church here and you don't have a church home already, we would love for you to join us and just come tell everyone all about everything you learned at camp. Okay, my last one is for parents. And what I'm going to do, I know not everyone here is on social media, or maybe you don't know all the sponsors going. So I'm going to create a CrossTimbers GroupMe just a couple of days before camp. That is mostly for all the sponsors to send pictures to you. So they can take pictures, take videos. The cell service at CrossTimbers is great in some areas and not in some others. So it would be simpler on us, especially not knowing all the parents or all the sponsors, to be able to put all of our pictures of all the fun your kids are having in one spot. And then you can grab what you want and share with family and all the things you want to do. But it's not necessarily meant to be a discussion board. If you have questions, please text me. If you have questions about your kid in particular, please text me or the sponsor that you know. But we will update you through the GroupMe. We'll tell you when we get there safely. We'll tell you if there's bad weather. We'll tell you when we're coming home. We'll send you all the great pictures. My personal favorite last year was sending videos of our kids singing in chapel. They do lots of really fun, upbeat kids music, and it was just the most uplifting to me to see those things. I want you to see those things. So we want to send all of that, but we want to do it one time. We don't want to send it to lots of different people. So I want to create that GroupMe. I'll put you in there, but we're not trying to just completely spam your phones the whole time we're gone. We want you to get picture updates. We want you to get safety updates. But if you have personal questions, please text me or the sponsor that you know. And we'll definitely answer your questions that way. I think that's all I have. So do you have any questions, kids or parents, about camp? Yes.
The cellar. They put a new cellar into the new. I thought they put it under the staff.
I don't know. Maybe. I can find out. I'll find that out. Let me write that down. Okay, if you're online, I'm going to send you this video, which obviously you already have it. Tell me what your kid's most excited for. A few kids here, tell me, what activity are you most excited for at camp?
Swimming.
Swimming, of course. Another swimming. Ropes course, that's what I'm talking about. Gracie. Did you say chapel? I love chapel too. Ropes course. Max. Ropes course. Jackson. Swimming. Thatcher. Hiking. I love hiking up. Katrina. Getting wet at the fun water games in the waterfront. Yep. Gaga ball. Of course you would say that.
Target sports.
Target sports. That's what, you know what I love about Target sports? A lot of these big city churches come in, they don't know what they're doing, but not our kids. They all know what they're doing. They get one of them I think is bow and arrow, and they get to keep their target, and they all are so good. I'm like, look at our kids. They know what's all up. Yes, Dax. Sock words. Yes, the new kids have no idea what's coming. It's going to be the best. Silas. Target sports. Great. Any other questions? Anything you need to know? Yes. Of course. Oh, I meant to make a comment, actually. Lynette's coming as our wonderful helper with medication and all nursing things, because that's the farthest down on my totem pole, and she is amazing. So any medical questions, go straight to Lynette.
For those of you on the morning that we check in, if your kids have any medications, I know on your paper it says to make sure they're in the original packaging. If they're not in the original packaging, I need all of the pertinent information. What the medication is, the dosage, the time of day that they need to be taking it, anything I need to be looking out for that medication. Okay, if it is something that is scheduled for them, please send it with all that information. If it's something that they take as needed, also need all of that information sent as well. Okay. If I have questions, I absolutely will do my best to contact you and ask. I don't just fly by the seat of my pants, but I need as much information and help from you guys as possible to make sure that I don't miss a dose or anything like that. If you guys have any questions, I'm happy to answer. If you send them her way, she can filter them to me or whatever. I'll tell you my process. The medications are kept with me. That's another thing, that your kids will not keep their own medications at home. So if it is something like an EpiPen or something that they have to carry around all the time, I follow the kids around. I have a backpack. Those will stay in my bag with me at all times. Is anything else you can think of?
No, that's great. And I'll say it for the online people. All medication will be checked in during the morning of check-in. You'll go through the whole process. We'll make sure you have your registration, wristband money, cell phone check-in, medication check-in. Must be in original packaging, and if it's not, it must include all of the important information. What it is, when you take it, and if it's taken as needed, that's to be known as well. And I forgot one thing. They are going to be given a drawstring bag. So I know a lot of kids, that was a surprise last year. A lot of kids maybe brought their own bag. They can definitely bring their own bag if they want to. But because we don't go back to the dorms very much, we're in and out, they can keep their water bottle, their hat, their Bible, their pens, whatever they need. They're going to be given a drawstring bag on day one. So they don't necessarily need to bring a bag to carry all of the things around.
So we don't need to bring ibuprofen or antibiotics.
No, we will have all basic medication. Yes. Lynette will have all of that.
If there is some specific, like for example, I have children who do not swallow pills. They won't. Typically, the Tylenol or ibuprofen that we will have will be either in pill form or maybe like a chewable form. If you've got a kid that will only take liquid, that wouldn't be a bad idea to send. Like if they frequently get headaches or something and they'll only take a liquid Tylenol or whatever, that would be a helpful thing. Right. Other than that, yes, we'll have like Benadryl, we'll have stuff for bug bites, basic Tylenol, ibuprofen, those types of things on hand that we can do.
Simon, what was the thing that you're looking forward to the most? Which activity? I know. Target sports is fantastic. Okay, any other questions? Well, as you think of them, please feel free to message me. I think all of you have your registration filled out. So, way to go, you guys. If you don't, let's get that done. If you have the medical form, go ahead and turn that in tonight. Lynette will definitely be checking that, and we'll make sure it's good before we go to camp. I think we're good. I'm going to pray for us, and then we'll get going. God, thank you for all of the kids and the parents in the room. Thank you for being gracious to me as I spoke tonight. Thank you for your kindness to us every day. Please be with the children as they finish school. Give them the strength to finish. Be with all of their teachers. Help us all to be patient and kind and show your love to everyone around us. We're praying for safety at camp, God. Keep our bodies safe and our minds safe. Help us to go closer to you and know you are with us and that you are good all the time. Amen.